Hey, what's up, and welcome to episode 110 of the Take One podcast. I am your host, August C. Jones, and on this episode, I'm not gonna really talk about too much. I got three things I wanted to cover. So basically, R-rated films, movie news, and then we're gonna jump to my just to look forward to the year of movies this year. I know it's basically a month has passed, so I'm going to touch on the movies that already were and everything else, but then I'm going to talk about the movies that are soon to come, as well as I'm going to attach some movie reviews to this podcast. So it's kind of like a thing I'm really like doing a lot, trying to get a lot of movie reviews out and everything since I've been slacking all last year. But hey, whatever. Everybody has their time. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into movie news. So it has basically come out I'm going to kind of like group this together with Marvel and their R-rated films. So rumor had came out that the Black Widow film that is basically said to what, Kevin Feige wants to do, and it hasn't really been confirmed, but we can, I guess you could say, expect it, which I'm gonna talk on that in a little bit, about the whole slate and stuff, because that's been crossing my mind lately. But so so do we need a R-rated Black Widow film, would be the question, and my answer is no, we definitely don't need it. Now, I don't think it's true. Let's put it out there. I don't think that it's true. I don't think that we're gonna get a R-rated like Black Widow film. We don't need it. Black Widow can do good as it is. Now, I get like a lot of her past is, kind of R-rated, and she is a character that will probably do good with an R-rated type of film, but don't really need it. I say if they do have an R-rated film, maybe it don't need to have like bitch shit, all these different curse words, maybe just the excessive violence and stuff of that nature. It don't need to be Deadpool-ish type of like, murder, but, just something that's really brutal, because I believe the extended edition of BVS was rated R, if I'm not mistaken. I probably could be wrong, but because of just the violence, and a lot of people have it twisted with the R rating. Now, R rating don't absolutely mean that you got to say like 1,000 curse words and it has to be blood everywhere and just straight nudity. It could like have an R rating because of just the violence. You have what's the movie? The Conjuring. One of my favorite horror films of all time. One of my top favorite horror films of all time. Got a rated R. But that movie doesn't have nudity. It doesn't have crazy killing up in there. But a lot of the people that's a part of the board that, rate these films, that decide whether it's a rated R, rated PG, 13. And like they rated it R because it was scary. Like too scary. And, they feel like kids, even with parent guidance, that's 13 and up or whatever, it may be too scary for them. So you don't necessarily need all the stuff. When people hear rated R, you don't need all that extra stuff or whatever. It could just be something where it's excessive violence. Now, I say at the most, that movie Black Widow, it would need it could push the boundaries of a PG-13. It don't necessarily have to go into the realm of R, but just push the boundaries. Like literally touching the thin wall before you like go out, before you like put pressure and break that wall into the rated R realm. Like you don't need to go straight into the rated R. You can just push the boundaries of a PG-13 and then just call it a day, because I could see it in the vein of like a Winter Soldier. It could be a spy epic, and you can put Hawkeye in there. I've always said before that I know a lot of people don't care for a Hawkeye movie or something like that. You don't have to have a Hawkeye movie. Maybe you can have a movie with Black Widow and Hawkeye up in there, and they play off of each other because they are best friends. And I would love to see more of Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, or Ronin, whatever he wants to do, just his character. I would love to see more of his character, and you could throw him up in the Black Widow movie and have it be a spy epic. It doesn't have to be anything super major. It could be like a Mission Impossible type movie, you know? I mean, that is a major film, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it don't have to be like a straight superhero movie. They don't have to deal with anybody with superpowers. It could be just regular people doing extraordinary things, you know? But it doesn't need to be rated R. It really doesn't. I think rated PG-13, perfectly fine. Still keep it in the vein because it is part of the MCU and everything else. So, but to touch on that, so basically word has came out that more than likely when this merger, or not even merger, but when this deal go through with Disney grabbing 21st Century Fox and all of its assets, its IPs and everything else, and finally get the X-Men universe back and everything like that, that we was trying to figure out what is happening with Deadpool, because we got 2 Deadpool movies. The X-Force movie is scrapped, and of course it's not going to be any more X-Men movies after Dark Phoenix. But it's like, what's happening with Deadpool? Is they going to make a Deadpool 3? Like, what's really happening? And if they do it, is it going to be rated PG-13 or are they going to keep it R? And is it going to connect to the MCU? So it's a lot of questions surrounding that. So word came out that they're going to keep it rated R. That they're going to have rated R movies come out. And basically, that's what it's going to be. It's more than likely, it made it seem like it was going to be separate. And that's just the way to do it. Deadpool is too good of a property, an IP, for them not to continue with it in a rated R stand. Now, I don't know if they're going to do it every year like they did last year with Deadpool 2, where they make an R-rated version and a PG-13 version, because to me, that seemed like it's doing a little bit too much. But, I mean, Disney got the money, so they probably might end up doing it that way. You know, that way kids can see it, but, you know, you have the adults can see the R-rated version. I don't know if it may come out around the same time, or they might do it like at one point in the year and then you know, at the end of the year, and they probably might do our PG-13 version the next year, you know, beginning of next year or something like that. But I mean, it's good news that they are going to keep R-rated films pumping out even after, you know, the deal, after all the ink is settled and everything is all copacetic and they have everything and they don't have to sit here and wait for certain properties to be theirs. You know, like Disney will own the world. And it's pretty cool that they will more than likely maybe even keep 21st Century Fox intact, or create another division where they release R-rated type films and stuff like that. Maybe not be closely associated where it was like a Disney picture or something like that. It could just be like the Fourth Wall production or something like that, or Fourth Wall films. And then everything that come out of there is like adult orientated, you know, and maybe do it under there. And you don't need to connect it. Like, I myself am happy that the X-Men are coming, you know, to Disney, but I really don't want Deadpool connected to the MCU. It don't need to be connected. Now, you can build a universe off of Deadpool. Since the X-Men more than likely is going to be thrown in the MCU, you don't need to have, I mean, you could just continue everything from, you know, Deadpool. And have other characters that are R-rated be in the Deadpool type of universe. And have it like that. So, I feel like that would be the best way to go about it. And I'm simply happy for it. I knew that they were going to do something like this because it only makes sense. You're getting a lot of IPs that are R-rated. You're not going to turn everything into, you know, PG-13. You're going to have certain stuff that's on the streaming service that are R-rated. So how are you going to do that? I mean, Netflix even have it to where, you know, you have a kids section and then you have a regular section for like the adults and everything else. So, hey, I mean, why not have it, you know, to where you have a division where R-rated films are put in there, adult orientated films are put in there, and it's separated from everything else with Disney. So I feel like that's probably the best thing that they can do, and so I'm happy with that. So that ends movie news. So let's go ahead and jump right into the next thing, which I am going to talk about the movies of this year. So there are a few movies that already came out, and I got a review for, what is it? I think, what is it? 3 of them are already out? Yeah, 3 of them are already out on my channel. So go ahead and check that out. I'm going to be putting one of those, another one of those movies on this podcast. So, and that will be The Kid Who Would Be King. So that's at the end of the podcast. But so let's go ahead and get right into it, and then I'll just give my quick thoughts. I'm not going to talk too long on it because there's a lot of movies to get through. So Escape Room came out. You can check out my review on how I felt about that. The Glass, it ain't The Glass, but Glass. I have my review already recorded. I'm going to put it out this week. I don't know if it may be today. I don't know. It may be today that I might put that out. We got The Kid Who Would Be King. Like I said, it's going to be attached to here, so I'm going to give all my thoughts on there. Serenity and Miss Bala. I put out both of those reviews on my channel, so you can go ahead and check those out and get my thoughts on there. Another movie that came out last month was DBS Broly, and I'm going to put out my review on that soon as well with the Glass. Not at the same time, but not with the Glass review, but it's going to be dropping this week, put it like that. But you can get all my thoughts on there. And so, let's go ahead and go to the other movies. So, the Lego Movie 2, the second part, already my review is on my channel. You can check out my thoughts on there. But starting this week, we have What Men Want. It's a comedy. It's starring Taraji P. Henson. And it looks funny as hell. It's playing off of the same thing that What Women Want, where, you know, the opposites, one sex is reading the other sex's minds and stuff. So in this case, What Men Want is Taraji P. Henson. She's able to read men's minds and stuff. And so it looks funny and hilarious, and I can't wait to see it. I was thinking about going to go see it, one of the early screenings, but, you know, I just wait until it comes out on the day. The Prodigy is a horror film about a kid who's gifted. It looks promising. I don't know if it truly is. I hope it is, but I'm gonna check it out anyway because it does look pretty scary, and I love horror films. So yeah, go figure. Cold Pursuit with Liam Neeson is also coming out this week, and I talked a little bit about that on the other podcast or whatever. Not the movie, but it's the whole thing surrounding Liam Neeson. But I am really looking forward to this movie. It looks like it's going to be good. Liam Neeson, I mean, he is a dude with particular skills, and you just don't mess with Liam Neeson. So I can't wait to see what this movie has in store. Alita Battle Angel is a movie that I am definitely trying to see. I know it's been kind of like shaky and struggling on the tomato meter on Rotten Tomatoes. But as of I actually haven't checked it, but I heard that the percentage has gone up. So I'm happy to hear about that, and gone up significantly. So I'm really happy about that. I would have been really bummed if it stayed really low and just got lower. Then I'm like, oh crap, let me brace myself. And I'm gonna still go check it out, but it's a movie that I have really wanted to see ever since last year. I was mad that they pushed it back, but hey, it's right around the corner. Happy Death Day to You is a movie that I will check out. The first one threw me off guard because I thought it was going to be a straight slasher, and it ended up being a horror comedy. I'm going to have to go back and re-watch it. That way I can get different eyes on it. But I know I was disappointed in watching it because it was like after a while I realized what type of movie I was watching, and I wasn't prepared for it. So it just kind of like took away, it kind of downed my, my expectations, and maybe I need to go back and give it another whirl. But Happy Death Day to You is continuing that same premise, and it looks like it has some type of twist to it. So I'm very curious to see where they're going with this. Hopefully they do something a little bit more creative that makes it to where it's like, if this one's successful, they're going to do a part 3. And I hope that they can do something creative, because if they keep doing the same thing, people are going to catch on to it and be like, nah, we good. How to Train Your Dragon 3. That review was already up on my channel. You can get my thoughts on there. I like the film. So, yeah, go ahead and check that out. Tyler Perry's A Madea Family Funeral. I'm still seriously debating on whether I want to see that movie. That might be a movie I will skip because I was so burnt by watching that Madea Halloween 2 or Boo 2 or whatever the hell. That was trash. My review is on my channel. You can go check it out. That I hated that movie. Hated that movie. And so it just got me burned. I don't even know if I want to see that one. I'm gonna be seriously debating. I might just skip that one. Just throw it out the window. Fighting with My Family, kind of like a biopic of the wrestler Paige in WWE. If you don't watch wrestling, you probably might not know who she is, but it's produced by The Rock. It just shows how she got into the industry and everything else. And I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know if it's going to be good, but hopefully it is. Hopefully it's pretty decent. Because I really don't like to go to the movie with a bad experience. And leave with a bad experience. Next is Captain Marvel. You already know that I am definitely trying to see this. I wasn't too crazily blown away by the trailers, but of course it's a Marvel film, MCU, so it's more than likely going to be better than the trailers. Hopefully, but it looks badass and I cannot wait to see it. Of course, this is just like Black Panther last year. It's an appetizer before the full meal, which is Endgame. Us is a movie by Jordan Peele, who directed Get Out, and this is another movie of his creation. This one seemed more of like it's a horror type, movie, but it looked like it has that psychological horror aspect to it, and it looks crazy from the trailer. I can't make heads or tails of it, but I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. It looked like it's gonna have a twist to it, so I'm very curious to see where he goes with that. Wonder Park is a movie I really don't care for. I'm definitely going to go take my son because it's probably something that he'll like. But, I mean, that's really about it. Dumbo, I wasn't ever too crazy for Dumbo for the original cartoon and stuff. I'm curious to see if this movie is good, but I'm not really looking too much for it. I like the trailers to it, but still hasn't really enticed me to make me like, oh, I'm definitely going to go see it. But I'll check it out. We have Captive State. I don't think I remember seeing the trailer for that, so I can't really say too much on that. Shazam is next. Shazam, hell yeah. If go back to my trailer reaction for Shazam last year that came out for Comic-Con, oh my gosh, that and Glass were like the trailers that took it for me, because those two trailers were just badass. And Shazam was the better one for me. I loved the trailer, and I loved everything since then. And yeah, I definitely cannot wait to go see this movie. Pet Sematary, haven't seen the original, don't know what to expect, but it's a horror film, so of course I'm going to check it out. The trailer looks crazy. I might end up checking out the original before I see this one. I have enough time before then. But I am looking forward to see that. Farmageddon, a Shaun the Sheep movie. I really haven't seen any of the Shaun the Sheep movies, and I know a lot of people are like, what? What? You haven't seen Shaun the Sheep? I may check them out, but it's a movie I'll take my son to go see. Maybe I'll find some enjoyment out of it. Hellboy, hopefully this movie is good. It's Hellboy the remake. Hopefully this movie is good. Hopefully the trailers... hopefully the movie is better than the trailers, because I wasn't too taken by the trailers, and it's just, I don't know, the trailer, because it's only been one trailer, but hopefully the other one or two trailers that come out before the movie kind of like gets me on board. But as of right now, I'm still gonna go see it, but I'm not excited for it being a good movie. Missing Link is another movie I don't really care for. Looks like it's good, has a good premise to it. But I'm definitely going to take my son to go see it. But it's not a movie that's going to be on my top 10 most anticipated list. Curse of Lorna. I guess I'm saying it. Horror film. And it's from the creators of the Conjuring universe. James Wan, produced by him. I believe it's produced by him. Definitely going to go see it. It's a horror film. You know how I love horror films. Under the Silver Lake. Seriously, I know I've seen the trailer to that, but it eludes me. So, I guess I'm more than likely going to check it out anyway. Then we get to the main events. Avengers Endgame. Definitely. I'm not gonna speak too much on it because I probably could talk a lot about it. Just upset that we've been getting like little teaser TV spot trailers. Want to see a full on trailer, but definitely, definitely going to go see that movie. Definitely. IMAX. Definitely. Let me go on. Ugly Dolls. A movie I'm gonna take my son to go see. Don't really care for it. Detective Pikachu. Most definitely, I am looking forward to that movie. I will take my son to go see it, but yeah, even if he wasn't like, even if I didn't have a son, I would definitely still go see that movie. Don't care. Detective Pikachu looks really awesome. I kind of scoffed at the idea of them making a Detective Pikachu movie, but after seeing this trailer and how everything look, I am truly excited, and it looks like it's gonna be good as hell and funny. John Wick 3, Parabellum. What else to say? It's John Wick. I love the first two movies, and this movie look like it's gonna be badass. Look like it's gonna up the ante. Cannot wait to see this damn movie. Aladdin. I ain't gonna say excited. I'm curious to see it until we get a full-on trailer to give us some type of like visuals or some semblance of what this movie is going to look like and the feel of it. I can't really say that I'm excited to see this film, but I'm curious to see what the trailer might hold. Brightburn is a movie that is a bad Superman. It's about a bad Superman, and that's basically how I'm gonna put it. A kid who comes from space, who up in a spaceship and gets adopted by this couple, and just has these incredible Superman type powers, but he's using them for evil. Yeah, very curious to see how that movie is going to end. Then we have Godzilla King of the Monsters. Hell yes. I am excited to see this movie. I really did not like the first Godzilla movie. It was just, man. Hopefully we see a lot more action in this movie than we did that. So yeah. And I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna try and go through these because there's a lot of movies I need to get through. Dark Phoenix was very optimistic about the film. Now I'm not out of all of just stuff I'm hearing about it not being good and stuff. So hey, hopefully I find it enjoyable. Pets 2, or Secret Life of Pets 2. Didn't like the first one. I'm gonna take my son to go see it. MIB International wasn't too taken by the trailer. I could really care less, but it looks like it has something to deliver. So I'm curious to see it. Yeah, very curious. Shaft is supposed to be a kind of like I ain't gonna say sequel. Is it a sequel? I think it's a sequel to the Samuel L. Jackson Shaft movie that came out some years ago, over a decade ago or something like that. And it's about his son. So I haven't seen really too much on that. So I can't really get my thoughts. Really don't care until I see something. Toy Story 2, haven't seen an official trailer to it, other than just little scenes or just whatever, a little teaser. But I don't know, like I'll hold my excitement for when I see the first official trailer. Grudge is supposed to be the remake to the Grudge movie. I haven't seen too much on it, so I can't really get into my opinion. Child's Play, curious to see how they're gonna do it. Hopefully they continue to stick to like the horror aspect instead of the horror comedy aspect, but I believe that's what they're gonna do. 47 Meters Down, Uncaged. I love the 40 Meters Down movie. I loved it. It was actually way better than what I thought it was gonna be, and this one looks like it's crazy. I like the trailer for it. It looks deep, pun intended. And I'm definitely gonna go check it out. Annabelle 3. Haven't heard too much about that. I don't know, and this is all movies I'm getting off of Wikipedia, so bear with me. I don't even know if this movie is coming out this year or whatever, but I'll know when I see it. But I haven't really heard too much about it, so I'm curious to see if it does come out, what the trailer has to hold. Spider-Man Far From Home, definitely going to go see it. Love the first trailer for it. And I want to see what Mysterio has to do with it. And then Michael Keaton is back in this movie as Falcon, so I want to see, or not Falcon, the Vulture. And I want to see what happens with that, and where the story goes with Spider-Man. definitely gonna go check it out. Lion King, of course, don't have to say too much. You already know I'm gonna go see it. Hobbs and Shaw. After seeing the trailer drop recently, I am definitely on board with seeing it in all the ridiculousness that it has to offer. The New Mutants, same thing, same way I feel about Dark Phoenix. I was really optimistic about it at first until I started hearing all these reports about how bad it is and all this stuff, and so it's like, hopefully it's good enough. Hopefully it's good enough. Dora the Explorer, Isabella Moner up in there. I don't know. I really don't know. This is out of my age range, so I can't say whether I'm even going to take my son to go see it. And I will feel kind of weird seeing it on my own, but I don't know. Artemis Fowl. I still need to watch that trailer. I haven't even watched that trailer yet. I've heard a lot about it when it first came out. That a lot of people were unimpressed with it, but I'm going to check it out. The Angry Birds movie 2. Haven't heard too much about that, so I can't really say too much. Angel Has Fallen, which is the third installment to what is it? London Has Fallen, or London Has Fallen. I think that was the second one. And the first one, it's the Gerard Butler movie, and I think it's Morgan Freeman. Yeah, about him saving the president. So this is the third one. This is the end of the trilogy, or the add up to the trilogy or whatever. But God damn, what was the first one called? I know the second one was London Has Fallen. And then, oh my gosh, this is gonna eat me up. Oh my gosh. Let me do this real quick. So I had to stop the recording. So yeah, it's Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, and then now it's Angel Has Fallen. So I haven't watched any of the other movies, so maybe I'll go back and watch them just so I can get an idea. But I've heard that they were good, so I mean, whatever. It Chapter 2. I'm looking forward to it. Wasn't too taken by the first one like everyone else was, but I did find it enjoyable, and I could see what everybody liked about it. And I am definitely going to go see that one. Spies in Disguise. That's a movie that I'm going to take my son to go see. Don't really care too much for it. Joker. I'm curious to see what Joaquin Phoenix has to bring to the role. It looks like it's crazy. It looks like they might be trying to go for something, so I don't know. The Addams Family movie. Haven't seen too much from it or really heard too much from it, so whatever. Zombieland 2. They just came out with a poster recently for it to show the 10-year thing or whatever. Zombieland 2 double tap or whatever. Just whatever. I like the first one. Curious to see this one. Curious is the word of the day. Are You Afraid of the Dark? They made a movie about that. I don't know. I haven't heard too much of it, so I don't really have any opinion on it. But hopefully, if they did do something, the trailers are phenomenal and the movie is phenomenal because I love that show as a kid. You Are My Friend, a movie that I am dying to see. It's Tom Hanks portraying the role as Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers. And when I heard that he got cast this, I'm like, yo, I'm definitely gonna go see it. It made me excited just to hear that Tom Hanks is attached to it playing Fred Rogers. So, man, and Tom Hanks is a beast. So I cannot wait to see what he does with the role. Terminator 3, and I know what you're thinking. It's already been a Terminator 3, this and that. Well, they're disregarding all the rest of them. Terminator 3 through Terminator Genesis, disregarding all that. The only ones that are canon is Terminator 1 and 2, and they're starting from that and going on from there. So, I haven't really seen anything. All we got from there is a picture of the new characters with Sarah Connor, and that's really about it. Haven't seen the trailer or anything for it, so, yeah. Charlie's Angels, haven't heard too much about that. I actually didn't even hear that they was going to come out with a Charlie's Angels movie until, I was writing down all these movies for this list, so whatever. Sonic the Hedgehog, I'm very pessimistic about this movie and how Sonic looks and everything, and I'm going to have to see a trailer. They're going to have to do something to get a person like me on board. So, as of right now, it's whatever. Then we have Kingsman. I can't speak. Kingsman, The Great Game, which is the third. I think is they doing the prequel before the third one? I'm not pretty sure, but Kingsman, I'm on board for it. Frozen 2, don't really care for it. Jumanji 3, definitely trying to go see it because the one that came out in 2017, I didn't think that was going to do good, and I ended up really liking that movie, and I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to see what they do with this third one, because it is part 3. It's not a reboot, it's a part 3. And then to end off the list, Star Wars Episode 9. I don't know why I said that like that, but Episode 9, yeah. We haven't seen anything from it, but most definitely is a movie that I'm really looking forward to. I'm not a huge over-the-moon fan of Star Wars, but I have been a big fan of the movies lately. Not so much The Last Jedi, but, or really Solo like that. But, I mean, I've been on board checking out the new Star Wars movies, epic movies, along with the Avengers movies and stuff. So, hell yeah, I'm waiting to see this movie. Now, I done gone a little bit longer than what I actually wanted to do. I thought I was going to be able to breeze through this, but it took a little bit longer, so I'm going to have to cut it short and not do the movie reviews, but I will have the movie reviews that I wanted to do for this out soon, very soon. But with that said, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me on this episode, and if you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and all that stuff. I'm going to put it at the end of the video, so whatever. But in any case, thank you for listening, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Hey, before you guys leave, make sure you hit that like button as well as that subscribe button. And you see that little bell, make sure you hit that to turn on your notifications. That way you'll be notified for anything that appears on my channel. Hope to see you guys next time. Peace out.